Hey, what's going on, guys? Xbox All on channel, host Sega Forever here. Just doing a quick stream. As you can see by the title, we're kind of going to go in today. It's going to be a rant video. Um, of course, like I say before, streaming is the easiest way for me to do these kind of things. I used to do videos, but for some reason, it takes forever for the videos that I make to load on YouTube for whatever reason. Like the video I posted earlier on my channel when I was doing the unboxing for Sonic Superstars. That wasn't too bad because I did it from my phone, and it was only 6 minutes. But when I do it from my computer, man, it just takes ridiculously long. And these rant videos, I would rather do them, if I'm being honest. I would rather do them on video because these thoughts are my own, right? I'm not necessarily saying that the people that jump in on the podcast feel the same way I do. Um, but if you guys follow me, both on this channel and in social media, you guys know that I speak my mind and I'm not afraid to speak my mind. And that's just the way it is. So, and I can have people on the podcast that disagree with me. So that's no big deal either. But I did say, oh, hey, what's up, T? I got you.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up, brother?
Hey, I have a new game for you.
I saw your message. I haven't had a chance to look at it because this is the week I have my kids, so
Okay.
I've just been kind of busy. But just to let you know, real quick, we'll run this about an hour, maybe hour and a half.
Okay.
But yeah, I saw the message. Sorry. What game is it?
It's called the finals.
The finals?
Yeah, and it's free. You can download it for free.
Wasn't that like? Didn't they just? I think that was on. I saw something. I think on
I
YouTube.
heard that it was at E3 last year,
Okay. The
but
finals.
yeah, it's a brand new game. It's an arcade shooter, and it kind of reminds me of Valorant a little bit, but it's actually really fun.
It's- that's funny that you mentioned Valorant. My daughter was talking to me about it.
Yeah.
Uh, I guess but she plays Overwatch a lot, and is
Yeah,
thinking about
it
jumping.
reminds me of Overwatch 2 a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll go check it out, dude.
Yeah, it's a three-player co-op.
Oh, nice. Oh, so we could play.
Yeah.
I'll probably download it when I go drop my son off, and then when I come back, I'll check it out.
Okay. Yeah, it's I just do the banking mode, and
Yeah.
it's really simple. It's just you basically kill other players for cash, and then you deposit the cash, and then the first team to reach the end cash point wins.
Oh, okay. I remember the trailer, right? Yeah, I remember it from E3. It looked cool, man.
Yeah, but it is actually really fun. I've been playing it all night. I've been up since yesterday, so I have my Red Bull, and I've been up since yesterday. So I got to level 5, and
Yeah.
I'm almost level 6. But I've been having lots of fun with it, and it took me away from Call of Duty, and it was actually a great gift actually out of nowhere. I heard it from Drifter, and once Drifter premiered it, I downloaded it.
Well, I'll say this. I remember the trailer, and it did catch me because it just looked like it was just so flashy the way they presented it, and the
Yeah,
gameplay looked fast, right?
yeah, it is very fast paced.
Is it fluid?
It is fluid, yeah,
Okay.
especially if you pick the right weapons.
Nice. Oh, so that's what it all boils down to. And I have a problem with that. So
Yeah, but the pistol on the slim build is actually really good.
even my daughter, because she plays Borderlands, and I played with her, she would get mad because she's like, "Dad, you need to switch your gun." I'm like, "Don't tell me what to do, little girl." Right? Because I understand that about Borderlands because they have so many guns, they want you to play different ones. But I'm the kind of person like once I get my guns, right, I don't want to I'm comfortable with them. Oops, sorry, I'm getting a text. Yeah, it's been that kind of week. Yeah, dude, and then that's why I'm like, even when I'm playing Warhammer, I kind of stay on the lower levels because I want to play it a certain way. But when I go 3 or above, then I have to switch to my main, suit so I can survive, right? And so I don't be a hindrance to the team
Yeah.
to be with my stronger build, even if I don't want to play with it, right? But right now I'm trying to hunt for those little boxes so that I can upgrade my other stuff, dude. It's brutal, man. It's brutal how these guys have gone to the point. Because I know we talked about this, man, as far as multiplayer, but these guys have gotten to the point where they understand their audience and how people online play, and they've adjusted their games accordingly. So when I play Warhammer, I love Warhammer. I like what they do. I don't have a problem with it, but I notice little things they do that keep you coming back because they got to keep you engaged.
Yeah.
And COD's doing the same thing. So
What did you think about the Game Awards?
I didn't watch it, bro. Yeah, I
Oh,
don't
you
watch
didn't
it.
watch it? So you didn't see Christopher Judge do that wonderful snippet towards Call of Duty?
Yeah, well, there are two things. Because number one, I love Christopher Judge because I love Stargate, and he plays Tuvok, right, in Stargate. I love him as an actor. Unfortunately, when these actors cross over genres, and like he got a lot of praise, I guess, for God of War. I don't play that game. Um, so then they tend to they're not able to read the room like they would in Hollywood, right? And
Yeah.
so he's addressing a room full of fans, but a lot of them are also in the industry, right? It's like if this dude was at a movie award show or television award show, like the People's Choice or
Yeah.
something like that,
But
he
they,
would.
they they were saying on Twitter this morning that he basically insulted Call of Duty, and Call of Duty sold more than God of War and God of War Ragnarok combined.
I saw what he said. Like people were posting it, and then I was
Yeah.
reading this article, and what happened was right, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. From what I read, is he made that comment about COD, and he was trying to be funny, right?
Yeah.
Um, Again, probably the wrong people to talk about because you're just not insulting COD. You're insulting developers that the industry right now is in flux. These people are losing their jobs. Studios are closing, right? Crunch is real. No matter what people want to say about the industry's getting better, man. At the end of the day, it's just like all of us. Like even in my job right now, dude, funding is tight. So they look at every single thing. So not being able to read the room, like I said, and saying a comment like that to a group of people that they don't know what their future is going to be like, right?
Yeah.
And not knowing like the difference between COD and how big COD is and his game, even though it's popular and it gets awards and it gets people fawning on social media, which doesn't mean anything, right?
Yeah.
Being totally clueless to how much that game sells compared to COD, you know?
Yeah. But I thought it was brilliant that Microsoft stole the award show.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like I said, I didn't watch it, but for all intent and purposes, everything I'm seeing, and of course, when the trailers are dropping, it was like nonstop.
Yeah.
I did check out the trailers.
And they
Um,
showed the new Tenkaichi 4,
which one?
the new Budokai Tenkaichi 4.
Oh, what is that?
That's a Dragon Ball Z game.
Oh, I didn't even see that, dude.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to catch up.
Yeah, it was one of the trailers. It was actually really cool.
And that's an Xbox exclusive, or?
It's on Xbox and PlayStation.
Oh, okay, okay. And that's another thing I don't think these ponies get. They don't understand, and because we lived through it, right? It's just it's a different world right now, and
Yeah.
Microsoft will get these games coming here, coming to the console. They refuse to be ignored. Kudos again to Phil Spencer for changing the narrative, working so hard, and kudos to Microsoft for spending money.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, dude, a $3 trillion company, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but when some of those trailers drop, right, they show like the Xbox thing, but there's also the Microsoft now. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, the Microsoft emblem. I was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And I guess Satya's like, hey, dude, if I'm writing the checks, I might as well put our stamp on there. And I think that's smart because you got to make it synonymous in order to change the mindset of people, right? Which is again why COD was advertised the way it was, and I had no problem with that. Right? It reminded me that I had to buy it, so it worked out for me.
Yep.
Like I told you, the only the only problem I had was what package to buy. So I bought the most expensive one. I was like, okay, that should guarantee me.
And next year we won't have to deal with that because it's going to be on Game Pass.
Yeah, and I was about to say that when you talked about the finals, you can do that with COD now. You can come back to it because it'll be in Game Pass.
Yep.
I mean, you own it. You can always come back to it. But with it being in Game Pass, that's what I do. Like I dropped off a Starfield, started playing some games, and this weekend because I got so much stuff to do with my kids, I'm gonna jump back on it, right? Because I can play it, stop, and then take my son to his concert. Drop my daughter off with her friends before they go back to college. Do all these kind of things, right?
Yeah.
But did you watch the show?
Yeah, I did.
Did you like it?
I did. I thought it was decently done. Besides the fact that Christopher Judge did a snippet towards Call of Duty, but other than that, I thought they did a fantastic job, and I thought it was kind of funny how Spider-Man didn't win a single thing.
Yeah. I was hoping it would win Game of the Year. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to.
That was gonna go to Baldur's Gate 3 no matter what.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't Baldur's Gate 3, it was gonna be Tears of the Kingdom.
So did that guy wear a suit of armor? I saw a picture where he was in a suit of armor.
Yeah, he was in a suit of armor, and it was really hot in there.
All right, well, kudos
He
to
could
him.
barely breathe.
Yeah, see that reminds me of gaming world of old. How we grew up.
Yeah.
When people actually enjoyed that kind of stuff. So.
It's cosplay, so it's perfect.
Yeah, cross pollination in these gaming streets, right? With the rest of the nerdosphere. Hopefully, we can get back to that, man. It's just with the console war, and like I said in the other podcast we had, man, it's just like Sony right now. They're just in defensive mode, right? So you can't even have decent conversation. Not that you could before, but these guys are so out of whack right now, so defensive, right? They're worried, they're scared. I don't even think they realize it. Then you have Microsoft. Like I said, I've seen the videos that they were dropping, man. I can just imagine that playing out on real time during the Game Award show. Was the pacing good for the show?
For the most part, it was, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, dude, and it's just not the Game Awards, dude. I can't watch any award show.
Yeah, and they showed Skull and Bones too.
I saw that trailer. It looked cool, man.
Yeah, it does. Cool. I definitely plan on getting it.
I saw the Visions of Mana trailer.
Yep.
And I watched that with my daughter because of the way it looked, and she was like, "Wow, that looks amazing." I was like, "Yeah, maybe we can play it." I don't know if it's going to be. If you notice, man, there's a trend, right, with a lot of these games, and I think a lot of that's due to Microsoft and the studios and the games that they have, right, where you can build out a game, even if it's single player or meant to be single player, but you can keep your audience tuned in. And I know they try and do that with DLC, but it's kind of hit and miss sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for me, when I look at Microsoft, the way that they're doing it, they're building it right in, like ground level, right into the foundation, so that the game can stand alone. But there's things within the game that will bring you back, and it doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel like it's just trying to, get some more money out of you. I've been touching a little bit on the Revenant 2. And
okay.
Yeah, if you want, man, we got to play that game. That game's it's got a pretty difficult. I mean, maybe I'm old, but the difficulty level in that game can ramp up pretty bad. But comparatively to the first game that I played, the Revenant 2 has way more. You can tell it was made more for multiplayer. So definitely, if I were you, it's in both games are in Game Pass. But if you want to play Revenant 2, we can do that as well.
Yeah, my boy Slayer actually got to 72 on COD.
Did he? Where are you?
I'm level 57.
57. Okay, so you started. That's why you started playing the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was worried, man, because I knew I wouldn't have a week to play, and then I was like, dude, you'll probably be like at 70 something.
Yeah, no, I was planning on playing COD all day, but last night when I saw Drifter premiere that, I was like, no, I want to try that, and I actually did, and it was actually really, really fun, and I've been playing it ever since. So I haven't actually stopped playing it yet.
Dude, we have so many games, it's ridiculous, dude. Game Pass, like I said, Game Pass feels like a job now, and I'm not complaining about it, but it's just like I feel like I have to put all my stuff in order, right?
Yeah.
This podcast is gonna turn into PowerPoints and slideshows because they got so much content, and that's the thing. And I want to touch on Blade a little bit, but let me catch up with the chat. Sorry, what's up, guys? Unlimited, hey, Unlimited, what's up, dude? Awesome podcast the other night, dude. That kind of threw me off. because Unlimited did it. I believe it was after the show, and Unlimited did a podcast talking about this stuff, and it was kind of late by his standards. And then he had E-Rock jumped on, and Dea jumped on, and then I think at the end Hebot came in at the end, and Hebot got me excited about the Sega release, what they showed. Did you see that, T? Sega's trailer?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, dude. You know I'm a Sega fan, so that blew me away. And what made me more excited was the way Hebot explained it, dude. He was like super excited. So I don't know if he was excited out. And then when I watched it, I was like, dude, no wonder he was like beaming from that video, man, because it was awesome, dude. They touched on a lot of old school stuff too, not just the games. I mean, just some of the nostalgic stuff. Like they did the Eye, they did the Sega, and then at the end they did the Sega. You know, they did both versions. There was tributes to stuff within the room, which I thought was really cool. I wish I could do. I should have done a reaction video on a breakdown. If I could do that, I would. Hey, what's up, Tool Man? Yeah, thanks, bro. Thanks, brother. Respect to you, man. I see you. I saw you creeping in the chats, man, dropping knowledge in the other brothers' podcast. I thought, dude, Sega Man's podcast. He had two, right? One the other day, which I'm still trying to catch up on, and then Sega Man had one earlier in the week that was absolutely fire, man. I'll say this about me, and I'm the same way. I'll throw myself in there with Sega Man. It seems like our best videos, our best podcast is when we're mad about something.
Yeah, no, Sega Man did a video yesterday morning at 6 a.m. in the morning, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's early for Sega Man, but I guess he saw Unlimited's, right?
He did.
But the one he did earlier in the week, man, that was absolute fire, dude. That's like,
yeah, it was.
Preach, Sega Man. Yeah, but yeah, thanks for showing up, Tool Man. I appreciate it, brother. It'll be a quick one today. So I gotta take my son to his drum lessons, man. He's he's learning how to play with the brushes now. So that's funny.
That's
yeah,
nice.
dude, I'm watching him some stuff he's doing. I was like, bro, I'm not even, because I have no musical talent whatsoever. Unlimited says, I'm enjoying the ride. This is all great comedy to me since Xbox already won. Yep. Yeah, and good points you made, Unlimited, in your podcast. I'll touch on it a little bit. I'm glad I listened to your podcast, man. You, E-Rock, they said a lot of stuff in there that was true, but in a more calming way. Because T, man, I was gonna do it right after I saw people talking about Blade, because I was on Twitter, and then these dudes was talking about Blade and how Microsoft needed to do that, and it pissed me off, man, because it's the same people that talk about how we needed a Spider-Man game. And I'm like, I look at these guys, and I'm like, dude, Microsoft is bringing you guys every single thing under the sun, and now you have Blade. Right?
Yeah,
it's
now
not going to come out. What is like 2025 probably? That's when it'll probably. Be. And and we'll discuss it more after I touch on these. Yeah, but good show, Unlimited. And Unlimited, good point on Blade. So I listened to his podcast. That calmed me down, right? Because I'm like, okay, I'm glad I listened to him. I'm glad he did the podcast because I was going to go nuclear, but I was at work, so I didn't have access to my computer, which is probably a good thing because I was going to call people out by name. And nobody in our group, guys. The people in the group that we hang out with, dude, follow these dudes, man, because they have the right take. You know why? Because they play their games. They own Xboxes. They have Game Pass. They actually like playing games. And this is why we don't get caught with our pants down when people say stuff. Because a lot of these guys, dude, they don't have Xboxes and they don't play Xbox games. All they do is they're online reading comments from other people. They follow a set group of people. Some of these guys are supposed to be Xbox guys that they get their information from, but that is not the case. Yo, Two Man says, "What's up, Unlimited? I'm out here inspiring the whole community." Yeah. No, I'm real, bro. I'm real. That and then when especially when and E-Rock and Dea made a good point about Blade as well. And then but when Hebot stepped in there and then Hebot started talking about Sega, that turned my whole, because then I went and watched the video and I was happy. So Xbox has so many games they don't need anything really. Yeah, dude. And the funny thing is, like, T, you watched the show, right?
Yep.
And even T said Unlimited that basically, right, they dominated the show, right? It was basic. Do you feel like it was like an Xbox showcase? That's what I hear people saying.
What?
Do you think the award show was like an Xbox showcase?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, because I see. That's what I'm gathering from people online.
Xbox was winning left and right. It was kind of amazing.
Check out the finals when you can. It's free. Oh, okay, yeah, and you tell them to check out the finals. All right, so yeah, thank you guys for being here. We got 5 guys. Thank you guys for being in chat. Please light up the chat. Feel free to do so. And if you disagree with me, man, because like I said, so we're gonna talk about Blade a little bit, man. And so the perspective I'm coming from when it comes to Blade is I'll just give you guys a little backstory on me, man. I'm old school, so I used to collect Marvel comics back in the day. In fact, I'm a Marvel fanboy, if I'm being honest. I know I get a lot of flack online because I give Marvel crap nowadays about the content that they're putting out, which is absolutely horrible. And so a lot of people are surprised when I tell them I'm a Marvel fan. I get accused of being an undercover DC fanboy, right? Because the stuff I say about DC that I don't have a problem with, and I try and explain to people I'm not a DC fan, right? I'm a Marvel fan, like I'm an Xbox fan. I don't really care what happens on the PlayStation side, right? Like a T Unlimited had a podcast, like or Sega Man had a podcast 6 in the morning, and some pony showed up into their podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, what's up? And that's why I can't stand these guys, man. Because I'm like, dude, why aren't you playing Spider Man? Why aren't you talking about your games at the Game Awards show? The stuff that's coming to your system. You know, I know you guys took a like you said they took a hit because I guess Spider Man didn't win any awards. You know, and it blows my mind because I mean that's how tone deaf these guys are because 2023 was a packed year in gaming. Maybe not for Sony, right? As seeing as they only had Spider Man. Um, or did they have anything else? I don't even know if they had because all I know is that they had Spider Man this year. That's what they were all looking forward to.
uh, the I think the best adaptation went to The Last of Us.
Really?
Yeah,
Is that the only award they got?
I think so.
Jeez. Jeez. Oh, that isn't that the show? Isn't that a TV
That's
show?
the show. Yeah, that's
Oh
the
my
show.
gosh.
Yeah, it's the show.
Dude, these people, man, these people are so irritating, dude. They are so irritating. Man, see, that's the difference. I didn't watch the show, so I'm not even listening to anything these dudes are saying anyway. Right? But the fact that somebody has to show up on Sega Man show, because it's hard for Xbox guys to get up. Like, even for my shows, I understand that. Because I do them either late at night when people are supposed to be sleeping, right? But then the fellas come on, man. And shout out to the crew, right? They show up, right? They represent. T sitting with me right now. Like, he could be playing the finals, right? Because that's how I am too. I'm the same way. I was like, sometimes I'd be listening to stuff. I was like, you know what I could be doing right now? I could be getting boxes for to level up my character in Warhammer, or I could be playing with you on COD to try and keep pace with you in Slayer, which I know is impossible. But you know, and then I got in my 2 Sonic games that I've been waiting for, trying to get, you know. So my schedule is full. I don't have that problem. Unlimited said the only award Sony winning is for a TV show. It's pretty ironic given their games and movies. Anyway, yeah, and that's I'll be honest with you, Unlimited. That's the only reason why I stuck with them when I had a PlayStation 3. They had some pretty good indie games at the time, and I used them for my entertainment because that's what they were known for. Because that's what I grew up on with Sony. It wasn't really their games. I mean, they had games that I played. I liked them, right? But it was their electronics. That's what I was a fan of the most. So when they couldn't even do that right, yeah, I just dropped them. That's why I don't have a PS4. And then I bought into the Xbox One ecosystem. But as far as Blade, sorry, getting off track. So as far as Blade is concerned, I'll equate Blade to the same thing like what happened when Marvel released Guardians of the Galaxy. And I talked about this before. I'll use this as an example again. So when the movie Guardians of the Galaxy came out, a lot of these so-called pop culture sites that are supposed to be like they're supposed to know comic books, music, movies across the board, right? And so they started talking about Guardians of the Galaxy, but when I would listen to them, I'm like, no, that's not the Guardians of the Galaxy. And then it dawned on me, and I should have known because a lot of these guys are younger. But even the young guys, like there's people that I follow. These guys are young, but they actually went back and read the material. They're actually true comic book fans. So a lot of these guys were saying stuff about Guardians of the Galaxy just wasn't true. And what was happening is guys like me and other people started calling them out on that, and not in a bad way. Like I wasn't attacking them, but I was telling them, no, that's not the original Guardians of the Galaxy. Then you give them a little background. But what ended up happening was these guys got exposed in real time, right? So much so the point that they stopped talking about it, and then going further into it, they wouldn't touch any of the history of a lot of these characters because they didn't know the history. Like their limited view was maybe from the '90s if they're lucky, right? And the sucky thing for them is that's when I was hardcore into comic books was in the '90s, '80s and '90s. And in the '80s, I went back and read a lot of the '70s stuff, which brings me to Blade, right? Oh, Two Man says, "What's up, T?"
Yeah, I'm gonna write him back in a second.
Okay, so that takes me back to, so that brings me to the award show. All right. And Dea said this on Unlimited's podcast. I'm pretty sure it was Dea, and I'm going to echo what she said. This is why I was able to calm down because I was happy that the people in our crew was able to point these things out, and so I didn't really have to do a video right away. The only reason Blade is popular is because of Wesley Snipes. Okay, that's it. Because even when Blade came out back in the day, even I, as a Marvel fan, because I didn't read Blade um, comic books. In fact, I didn't even know at the time that he had comic books. I remember seeing him in other people's comic books, but I kind of shied away from Blade because he was the same thing as Ghost Rider. I thought Ghost Rider was cool. I'd read some of his stuff. Doctor Strange, right? Um, they encompassed this thing of the '70s comic books but it was kind of occultish, right? And I was a young kid at the time, dude. If my grandmother caught me reading that stuff, dude, she'd whip my ass. I'm just being straight up with you guys. The interesting thing is, like back then, I was really naive as well. And the thing about Doctor Strange, it was so fantastical that it didn't come across that way. So I would just read Doctor Strange. Later on in life, like I told you guys before in a previous podcast, I found out that half these, like the majority of these guys working on the comic book is all coked out, or dropping Sunshine, doing Orange Sunshine, or doing Speed. They were all on drugs, right? According to what these guys were saying, the history came out about it. But yeah, so I didn't dabble in that stuff, that hardcore. So even when the movie hit, I had forgotten about Blade, right? Plus the way Blade looked in the comic book back in the day, right? This is the interesting thing about what Blade can present when moving forward, especially since Bethesda's doing it, and then Microsoft is going to have their fingerprints on it. Got to be careful because if some of these people nowadays go back and start reading these old comic books, that could be bad.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of happened with Master of Kung Fu, which they call Shang-Chi. They called him Shang-Chi, okay? And Marvel changed the character specifically because some of the comic books back in the day, I don't have a problem with it. I grew up reading this stuff. It was a different time. I'm an older person, right? But if people go back and read some of these old comics, they will try and get this character canceled. Because people are trying to do that with stuff that's happened now. We lost a legend in television, Norman Lear. I don't know if you know who that is, T.
No, I don't.
So Norman Lear is known for creating shows like Good Times, The Jeffersons, All in the Family. So he was one of the pioneers of what a lot of people would now call liberal media. This dude was doing it way back in the day. Now the difference with Norman Lear is he understood how the system was, and so he would put stuff in his shows, but it wouldn't hit you over the head with it, and he kept them entertaining, and he made the characters and the stories the focus. So he would say stuff without saying stuff. Stan Lee did the same thing with X-Men and Marvel, right? And the people that came on and worked with X-Men understood the formula and why it worked. You can you can have a message in your content, but you can also tell a good story and have great art. That's the difference between comics then and comic books now, because everything is all about the message. So with Blade, and I think it was Unlimited. It was either you or E-Rock. I could be wrong, or maybe it was Pivot, or maybe it's Dea. But I know in the podcast, one of you guys mentioned this as well. People do not understand how popular Wesley Snipes was. Wesley Snipes made that movie, and he made that character. This is why Marvel had a hard time casting Blade moving forward. Now, the guy that they casted for the new Blade, totally loved that dude. I was a fan of that guy since the 4400 on USA Network. That's one of my favorite shows, and that's the first thing I've seen him in. And that dude has acting chops. So if anybody could, and then they had a Blade TV show on Spike, T Reaper.
Oh, wow.
Back in the day, which I absolutely love. And it was the dude that was on Onyx. I think it was the lead singer of Onyx, or lead rapper of Onyx, that was that played Blade, and it was awesome. I love that show. I think it only lasted one season though. but it's hard to it's going to be hard to replace somebody like Wesley Snipes, right? And so, but then there's all this stuff coming about the current Blade movie, about the formula that they want to input in the movie that's not working out for Marvel right now, and people aren't watching the movies. So it looks like this movie's going to get canceled, the current Blade, which is sad because the actor in there, I think he could make a good run to replace Wesley Snipes. But Blade is only popular because of that movie, and that movie was awesome. I think Unlimited said, well, let's see, 2 Man said, oh, okay. Check out Finals. Yeah, check out Finals and play with us. Blade movie was awesome. Was so awesome. Marvel adopted Snipes' version to the point people in my gen didn't know how he looked before 1998. Yeah, see, so you're talking about that. You're touching on that. I know how he looked back in the day because of the time period it was coming out on. The same thing with Shang-Chi. Like the way that the reason why they casted the guy and it did and it was a perfect casting to me because he was popular. He was coming off the King's convenience store, right? They were trying to appeal to a certain demographic. The guy's very popular. He's a very actually dude bro kind of guy. And I'm talking about the Shang-Chi actor. But when he got the mantle of it, then he felt like he had to represent, like. And I was looking at him like, I was like, bro, people can tell you're Asian, bro. You don't have to. Like when people see me, they're kind of like, oh, dude, this dude's Polynesian. Like I don't have to sell myself. I don't look like Malga from Overwatch. Thank God, I'm not that. Because I don't have enhancements and stuff like that. But you don't have to push it that much. But because Wesley Snipes, dude, white man can't jump. New Jack City. Right, he was a big name. Now I know we're in 2023. Things happen. Right, he kind of fell off the map in Hollywood. He had problems with tax evasion, which I agree with him, by the way. But fast forward to now, right? But I think the only person that could give him a run for his money back then, I think Will Smith too, right? He was up and coming. I don't think he was on that level yet, but Wesley Snipes definitely was that. He did Rising Sun with Sean Connery, which was an awesome movie. So he was big time, man. And I think it was Rosie Perez. I think that was her first in White Man Can't Jump, right? Wasn't that her first role? That helped put Rosie Perez on the map back then. But that's the only reason people know Blade, right? It has nothing to do with the comic books at all. Or as a character in the comic books. Now, later on, Marvel was smart. They tried to adopt him. They put him into the timeline, right? He's popular. They do that with all their comic books. That's what you should do. Unfortunately, comic books are dead, right? So that's something that I hope Microsoft keeps in mind, especially Xbox and Bethesda. Though I will say that the pairing of Arcane with Blade gives me hope. Right? Like the same thing. I don't really pay any attention to Indiana Jones. The only reason why I look at the game is because Machine Head is doing it, and I absolutely love Wolfenstein. Yeah, that's a great game.
Yeah, it is.
So moving forward with Blade, look. If you're an Xbox guy, dude, just be an Xbox guy. Okay? If you like stuff that's on the Sony side, just go buy a PlayStation. This is why I have no problem telling people now. Like when they see in the Blade trailer, they're like, oh, when is it coming to PlayStation? Right? But Phil Spencer already talked about the future roadmap. He's talked about it on several occasions, what they're going to do with these games, right? So if you want to play these games, you're going to have to get an Xbox. You guys are fine with telling Xbox guys that. And I agree with you, dude. Right? I don't need Spider-Man to be on Xbox. If I really want to play Spider-Man, I'll buy a PlayStation. But I really don't want to play Spider-Man. I've played so many Spider-Man games in my lifetime. Right? Like to me, it's just like if I'm gonna play a Spider-Man game, I gotta come correct, dude. And cutscenes and quick timer events, and samey type gameplay is not gonna cut it. And that has nothing to do with like any console war stuff too. Dude, I'm playing with T. We're going to play COD this week. T, I'll have time. I can jump back on COD with you. What's the other game we wanted to play?
I wanted to play Finals.
Oh, Finals, but wasn't there something else we're going to play?
I was going to show you Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft. Still haven't done that, right?
Yeah.
We're going to jump on Finals. Yeah, I'll definitely check that one out. And then I wanted to play a couple other games, man. And then not just... And then if you guys want to jump in as well, dude, again, I'll put my gamer tag right now. Hit me up, dude. See me in a game playing. Because if I'm busy, like I'm just playing like a fast game, I'll let you know. At least we can friend each other, man. And if you guys want to play Revenant, I'm down with that, dude. I'm down for whatever, dude. Because I'm beyond this console war stuff, man. Like Unlimited said, dude, it's a done deal. Microsoft has won. I know people say, well, don't you mean Xbox? No, I mean Microsoft. That's not. I'm not misspeaking. I mean Microsoft, right?
Yeah.
As we like to say, T, big bank beats little bank. That's just the
Yeah.
reality of it. And
Yes,
you
it
and
is.
you and you and you ponies have been such pricks for the last 10 years, dude. I just can't wait till you guys your demise. I really can't. You guys need to disappear, man. What is it? Yeah. So I shares my here's my gamer tag. T, you can share yours if you want. I'll pop it on the screen.
Okay.
Let me see. I'm podcast out right now. Did a show Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, no worries, Unlimited. I'm not gonna be. I'm gonna be leaving. I just wanted to get this off my chest, man, because there's guys like you were saying here. Wait, hold on. These, it's one thing to have a pony bot, right? We understand those guys, but even these Xbotians now, dude, they're starting to blur them lines. Like you said, Xbotians with pony tendencies. Oh yeah, that's how I put it. Um, yeah, so that's cool, bro. Yeah, just this thing's fine, dude. It's all good. Um, but these guys, dude, they're like, dude, if you, I don't want. There's a reason why I game on Xbox, right? There's a reason why I like what Xbox is doing, right? As T was saying earlier, man, they dominated our show, and like other people be saying online, it felt like Xbox was doing a showcase. Right? All these ponies were saying that Sony has a secret showcase. Well, Xbox been having showcases, right? Like even when they did the Blizzard thing, Phil Spencer showed up for Blizzard. That was cool, and then that affected Blizzard as well. Well, just the whole AKB thing in general. But I'm saying Blizzard because I was at BlizzCon, right? But you can tell, you can just look at Mikey Barra, man. He's happy because there's no that pressure is gone now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like look, Microsoft is a business like anywhere else. But like Phil was saying, dude, no, we want you to create stuff. This is why it's great to be a gamer right now, especially on the Xbox side. When I saw that Sega trailer drop, dude, that felt like old school Sega. And I agree also with you, Unlimited, that that's the first thing I noticed, man. I saw those games, I was like, dude, who's paying for this? How are we getting this stuff, man? This stuff is dropping on. I'm not saying these games will. They might. I mean, who knows, man? Microsoft. I still think Microsoft is going to buy them. The FTC are being pricks right now. I hope you guys are paying attention to all of this stuff as gamers, because that's all the government is good. The only thing government is good for is getting in the way. That's it. This lady is supposed to functions at the core of what they're supposed to be doing. They're supposed to be protecting consumers. The consumers are me and you. Okay, so when you have access to Call of Duty for a low monthly fee, right, as well as all the stuff you get with Game Pass, that is consumer friendly. Being forced to pay $90 for a game, because that price is going to jump. What was it, $70 now, T, for just a regular game?
Yeah. Just $70 for a regular game.
Yeah, that's not consumer friendly. Yet the FTC has no problem with Sony doing that, setting the bar where everybody else is asked to follow. Nobody talks about Sony. Everybody jumps on Microsoft, like the stuff in Brazil with the Series S, right? There's just stuff with pricing that you just can't avoid, right? I mean, if there was a way that Microsoft could do it, I'm pretty sure that they would like to do that, because it also affects their bottom line, which is probably why Sony did what they did, because they can't compete with Microsoft on they can't go toe to toe with Microsoft when it comes to money. So they'll do all these little things, right, to try and buy time, to try and like they did with FTC, man. They tried to try to gum up the works for Microsoft buying them, which ironically boomerang back. Talk about karma. Right now they're looking at getting sued by gamers because of their ridiculous pricing. Yeah, go ahead, Unlimited. That's cool. Yeah, here's T's gamer tag, guys. Oh, here T Toolman's gonna check it out.
Okay, cool.
The purpose of our podcast, right, T, is to recruit people. Because I know, T, you're on the East Coast. I'm all the way in the Pacific. If you can grab some people in between in the middle, right, then we'll be able to play more. And I just think Xbox guys need to take advantage of what we have, guys. And that's the last point I'll get off. I wanted to go in on stuff. I'll be cool about it. Because there's some people I wanted to name drop. But again, thanks to Unlimited and Sega, man. And especially Hebot, dude. Hebot made me so happy. Hebot was so happy, it made me happy. And then when I watched the trailer, it made me extra happy. So, but yeah, just to move on to this so that T can have a chance at the mic. Just be happy what you guys have. Microsoft is just giving you guys so much content. They are truly trying to be the Netflix of gaming. I have this problem with Netflix, dude. There's people I follow on YouTube when it comes to Netflix, specifically to know what's going on with Netflix. That's what I have to do, right? And these guys drop notifications, dude. They're on Twitter, right? They drop all the stuff, especially when it comes to the content I like, right? You just find the people that are into the same stuff as you, and everybody's dialed in online so that you won't miss a thing. And even if you do miss a thing, there's usually a community like how me and T are doing this podcast right now that'll fill in the blanks for you, right? So that you'll never be wanting. And Xbox is getting to that point. So much so that these people cannot ignore Microsoft anymore. They can't ignore the system. They can't ignore the ecosystem. And the ecosystem is not even at full power. We're like the Death Star Phase 1. That's how bad it is. Or how bad it's going to be for these ponies. What people are forgetting about the Sega trailer is the and more, so we can get new everything from Sega. And yes, I need answers on who's paying for all these games. No, I agree, dude. I think you nailed it on the head. I think it is Microsoft paying for it. They have a super good relationship with them. Follow Sarah Bond on Twitter. You guys should follow her. She'd be dropping hints all the time. I see some people complaining, well, that's not what I expected. Well, dude, you were wrong. I don't know what to tell you, dude. Don't go chasing the rabbit, man. Don't go down the rabbit hole on some of this stuff, man. Like fandom at its core, man, fandom is about being a fan, dude. So I can say stuff like that. If it doesn't happen, if they don't buy Sega, dude, I won't cry. We're still getting good content, right? But it's just that's what fandoms do, man. It's like some of you guys, man, you gotta check your fan club card. You take things way too seriously. But yeah, dude, if I hope in some way that would include dude, Power Stone. Dude, if Power Stone would have been on that trailer, I would have lost my mind. But then again, Capcom, I think that Sega worked with Capcom on that game. That's a Capcom game, I believe. But maybe they can work something out because Power Stone. I don't know if Ready to Rumble will make the cut. Given our current climate, I would love to see a revamping of that, though. They could PC it up, right, for the new generation. Yeah, that's a good point, though. Yeah, I noticed that too. Sega spent the last decade only making Sonic games and Yakuza clones. I'm going to follow that money train. Yeah, I love Yakuza, bro. Like I told you, Unlimited. I told people on the podcast. I was boycotting that, man, because of Shenmue. For reasons. Yeah. So T, he added you. 2Man added you. Oh, he responded already. I noticed the and more as well. Yeah. Sky's the limit, guys. They could bring back, they could revamp Altered Beast. Right? Bring that back. Bring back some of the arcade classics, dude. Like I said, I would love for Microsoft to actually get first hands or work out deals with third party and start bringing back some of this stuff and getting the peripherals. Like in the Activision, I talked about Rock Band Guitar Hero. And on the flip side, with Sega, having Sega Bass Fishing. There's an audience for these games. All right, so that's my little rant, dude, on Blade. Just look, dude, just take it with a grain of salt, guys. Again, I think the great thing about it is, look, I just don't believe in copying Sony, dude. This is what makes Microsoft successful. They went out on their own. They created Game Pass. The stuff that they're doing, I believe they learned, right? They listened to people, but they realized that people were just full of crap, right? And it's just this console war thing and just people saying stuff but not following through, or saying one thing and meaning another. And then they have to find their own cadence, and that's what Microsoft has right now. And their cadence is spending money.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like they woke up one day and Satya's like, we have money. We should just buy these guys. What do you think, Phil? Yeah, that could work, Satya. Okay, well, who should we start with? Minecraft. Oh, it's $1 billion, right? How much was it? $1 billion? Like $1 billion, and then Satya's like, yeah, yeah, well, okay. Well, how do you spell that guy's name? What his name? Because he's like Notch. So Satya was like, oh, how do you spell that? What kind of name is that? Oh, it's Swedish. Okay, that makes sense. But I think Satya can't talk too much because his name is Satya. But um, yeah, dude, just enjoy your. Like I said last podcast, I'll keep on repeating this, dude. Follow Phil, right? Follow the leader. Enjoy your ecosystem. Play your games. That's it, and you guys will be good. Okay. All right, T. Sorry, I have to get that rant out of there. But yeah, dude. Do you want to talk about anything else?
Uh, I think you pretty much covered everything, actually.
So, what do you think about There's we didn't get your thoughts on Sega. Do you have any?
No, I think that's cool and all. It's it's just another game to me.
Well, I think the main thing I pull away, as Unlimited was pointing out to, like for somebody like me, I'm a huge fan of Shining Force, the Shining Force series,
Mm-hmm.
and the way that Microsoft and Sega's been doing stuff, right? I mean, they could do it in house, they could contract it out to another person. Um, so that's the type of games I'm looking for them bringing back. Fantasy Star, I know it's active right now, but help revamp that, and on the level where it can get I don't know how many numbers it pulls, so I could be speaking out of turn. Somebody correct me, please, if I am. Um, but Fantasy Star on the level of like with Halo. Did you get a chance to play Halo T?
I haven't. Well, actually, I played the new Lockout map
How
uh
is it?
uh once, and it was actually really good. They redesigned it and they put in new locations inside the map, which was
Okay.
actually pretty cool. And it's all black. It's not in frost anymore.
Oh,
So
interesting.
it's all dark instead of all blue.
Yeah, I told you I downloaded Halo, right?
Yeah.
And so I had to down. So the update was when was the update?
The update was last week,
Last week, like Wednesday, right? No, Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Dude, all I know is, man, like
It was Tuesday.
I couldn't really play games because my Xbox was busy just updating games, right? Because then even like Warhammer had an update that I updated. My game, because when I update stuff, especially if it's big files, it takes a while. What I tend to do, bro, is like if I go somewhere, like I have to drop my son off, and so I just put my Xbox on and I start downloading it then, right? So one of the most irritating things is like if I lose connection, then you have to restart. I'm like, oh my god, but that didn't happen. But that's how bad it was. Like I had to reload upload I had to upload Halo, then I got the update, so I should be good to go, man. It's saying that it downloaded. And didn't COD have something?
Caught out a trailer.
No, did they have update
Yeah, they had a 4 gig update.
for Warzone? Yeah.
I believe it was for Warzone. Yeah.
Do you play Warzone?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't. Maybe I'll try and get into it, especially since they're actually putting it in the game, right? Like the campaign is kind of Warzone-y. So is the zombies. The zombie modes are kind of Warzone-y. What's his name said he likes Global likes like zombies if you want to play with him on that. I mean, just try it out. We can try it out. But I mean, we'll be busy with multiplayer trying to level up. How's the prestige?
The prestige goes to 250.
What? Wait. So in order to prestige a level, you have to get to level 250.
No, the prestige number goes to 250.
Oh, the prestige itself.
Yeah.
So what? So how does the prestige work? Do you get to you gotta is it like so like we're level 55. So do you prestige? When do you prestige?
You prestige at level 56.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was out of COD for a while.
Yeah.
As you can tell by my gameplay.
But it goes all the way to 250. It's not like Modern Warfare 2 where it goes to 1250. It goes just to 250.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I've only seen level 70s and I've only seen level 60s. I haven't seen level 80s. I haven't seen level 90s. I haven't seen level 100s yet. So that's something.
The only problem I have with leveling up so fast is I'm not unlocking everything.
Yeah.
I'm not doing the challenges in the way that they want you to do the challenges. So my guns, dude, my guns suffer. My kit in general suffers.
Yeah, and then my friend Slayer said they should put in more prestige levels in season 2.
Okay.
But I'm like I told Slayer that was that was very possible because that's what they always do. So
Okay.
but we'll see if by season 2 if people actually reach 250.
Okay. That's crazy. It actually, when we were playing, I actually switched to, I guess they give you certain guns to play with.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I was trying to hit that last part to get to 55, there's a gun that I unlocked, which is a version of the gun I was using, and I just switched to that. That helped me tremendously, especially when I was playing, especially when you're playing in Shipment. And Shipment is just so vicious, dude. I thought Nuketown was bad. Shipment is just evil.
Yeah.
There's like one game
It is a spawn fest.
yeah, dude. So
But
wait,
the new map Meat, I actually enjoy that map
I was just about to ask you.
somewhat a little bit more than Rust.
Okay. Well, Rust, I like. I actually like Rust.
Yeah, they took Rust out of the rotation though. That was kind of annoying.
Well, that's what they're doing, right? And this is why, like, I could see why COD fans get mad at that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to get back to your so Christopher Judd, right? What is that his name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the great thing about him saying that is that it's kind of pulled the COD fan base together, right?
Yeah.
so so we'd have to wear like people be mad at Rust about Rust being removed, and then somebody say, "Hey man, did you hear what this dude said about COD? What do you say?" And then everybody just like beeline to that. But I think one of the great
He
things,
joked his speech was going to be longer than the campaign. Yeah.
yeah, he said
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
which I guess he was trying to be funny, but again, read the room, and given this time, it's probably not what the developers would love to hear, especially since they've been working so hard on it. Whether you agree with their moves or not, they're putting in the time, especially when all this stuff came out with everything that was going on in
Yeah,
that.
that's kind of what Alana Pierce said this morning.
Oh, did she? Oh, you watch Alana?
Yeah, I watched Alana, so she gave a really passionate speech, and it was actually really funny. She got mad that the guy made a joke about the dead guy's partner.
Yeah. Again, sometimes these dudes, man, they just don't understand. And again, I like him as an actor, right? For you guys who are Stargate fans like I am, this dude is the man, right? In fact, I got into Stargate Atlantis, and he did a cameo. It was probably one of the most awesome cameos. Because when somebody's character is so popular in a series and they do a cameo, when his character enhances the characters on the other show, because Jason Momoa, this is before Jason Momoa is really as big as he is now. But Jason Momoa, this is how I knew him, right? Because I watched Stargate Atlantis, and he was the character on Atlantis, and he was great in that role. It fit him. So they brought Tuvok's character on there, and Tuvok in Stargate is like the badass guy. So on Atlantis, it's the badass guy is Jason Momoa's character. And so they meet. So everybody who are fans of the show, when they met, right, something was going to go off, and they did not disappoint. It was an awesome show, right? And they did it in a way that was respectful for both characters, and it's one of my favorite episodes. Now, with that being said, right, video games is a different medium, right? You might be in the atmosphere that you circulate in and are popular in might not translate well to the other side. Because he got a lot of flack last year, right, T, for his speech being long.
Yeah.
Like he thought it was the Oscars or something, right? And he went on a little bit of a tangent. And he's older now too. In his prime, man, this dude was the man. But he's an older guy now. But that's the one thing I thought about it. I was like, dude, at some point in time, like the ponies are gonna realize they're just pissing everybody off. Is what like not like they've been pissing us off for years to the point where I'm just used to it. I actually have more problems with pony bots than I do with ponies because I understand how they think. But what they're doing now, because I was online on Twitter, and so these guys are trying to defend it on the pony side, on the Sony side, and like everybody's coming after them. PC guys, Bethesda fans, um, COD fans, right? I'm surprised like the Hogwarts guys didn't jump on board because I know they're not happy about certain point about the awards about Hogwarts not getting nominated. But then again, they're playing their games, right? That's another good thing about Bethesda and COD fans. You'd have to do something egregious, which I think that is, right? What he said, to rile up a fan base. Shinzo Elite, hey, welcome Shinzo, man. Um, yeah, Unlimited. The more and more really got my attention. Sega have a lot of IP I love. Yeah, yeah, they do. I'm a huge Sega fan, bro. From back in the day, I cut my teeth on Sega games in the arcades. So that's my background. And of course, when the Genesis hit, like Hebot is a Uber Sega fan. And Sega Man too, man. They have the gear. They have the gear. They have play games that I didn't even know existed. That's how deep they're in it. Which is why I hang out with them. Thanks, guys. Yeah, bro. Welcome to the show, brother. Um, yeah, so T man. So what did you see though, like online? Did you see anything in specific with the COD guys? I saw the developers more. That's why. So I think
I saw a Twitter meme with Christopher Judge in it. I listened to Rich Review Tech. I listened to Alana. I listened to Dustin. Dustin was oh my god, Dustin was a bot.
what do you mean, like an Xbot or a?
Yeah, an Xbot. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he really was. He
I
did
saw
a good,
somebody
he
share
did a
some.
good job. He did a good job.
Yeah, something with IGN, his boss, right?
Yeah, yeah. That was the funniest part. He mentioned that. He mentioned how he went to the Game Awards and he was with IGN's podcast, and I was like, yeah, like that's one thing to mention it. It's another thing to actually act it. So
Oh, that is so funny. I'm surprised. Like, he's gonna have to make a choice. Dude. Nobody likes a middle of the road person, bro.
yeah.
Nobody likes a person like that. At some point in time, dude, he's gonna have to cut ties if he's serious. You know.
And then Griffin did a wonderful job of making fun of um the Nintendo guy.
Well, the Nintendo guy chimed in.
Yeah, he did. And Griffin did a beautiful 20-minute video on just going over the guy's video and basically roasting him.
What happened with the Nintendo dude?
Nintendo said that the Game Awards sucked.
Dude, they don't even show up though for events anymore.
Yeah, I know.
They do their little clubhouse thing, which is fine. You can do that. I mean, I don't look at Nintendo to set the world on fire. They come out with their games. Everybody celebrates. My daughter actually puts out her Switch. Plays some Pokemon, plays Zelda. When those things hit, she's not a big. It's funny though. She doesn't really care for Mario games. She's not strong into that type of platformer. So that passes her by. And she's in Bethesda now, dude. She's like playing Bethesda. She plays Overwatch nonstop. Makes me feel bad when I watch her play. I was like, man, this girl's hardcore. Gotta step up my game. Shinzo Elite says, I remember when Crazy Taxi hit the arcades. I spent so much on that. Spent so much on that game. Yeah, bro. Good times too. And back then, but like Sega, they would do their cabinets, man. That was awesome. I believe they had that. They were the ones that did a surfing one, which I thought was cool. It was an actual surfboard that you could surf on waves. That was funny, man. Those are good times, man. I wish they would bring that back. Who knows, man? With if Microsoft owns them, dude, they could bring back the that Sega from old, man, and they could actually do, especially in Japan. My kids got to see this. Went to the Sega building. I guess it's closed now. That's what I heard. But my kids went there because they know I'm a huge fan. They took pictures when they went to Japan. They went to Japan with their mom.
Nice.
Yeah. So My kids are like, Dad, you gotta go to Japan. I was like, oh, maybe. I'd like to. But unfortunately, my kids can't speak the language. I get on them all the time about that. Then no, you're supposed to learn Japanese so we can ask questions and stuff. I think my son can, but he's just self-conscious about it. Yeah, but Crazy Taxi, man. And then when you watch the trailer, dude, it's like the way they upgraded the graphics. It still maintains that nostalgic Crazy Taxi, but you can tell they bumped up the upgrades. Dude, imagine the music and stuff you're gonna have. That's crazy. Some of the reactions that like some of these normies had to this stuff, it was funny. Some people were like, "Oh, is this one big game?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" You can tell that's how I felt old listening to some of these guys. I was like, "Ah, oh yeah, you guys aren't old enough to know this stuff." Um, yeah, Shinzo saying, "Hey, I can't listen to media anymore, and I used to respect them so much back in the magazine days, but now they just go after clicks." Yeah, I say this a lot, Shinzo. The problem is a lot of those guys in the media, especially people that worked in print media, the gaming media, gaming print media. The difference was they were gamers too. Like I know a lot of those guys became involved in media just so they could have access to games, like and to know what's going on in the industry because we didn't have the internet back then. You remember that, right? We didn't have the internet back
Yeah,
then.
we didn't have the internet.
Dude, that's why fans were fans back then. You have to actually talk to people, like
Yep.
on the playground. That's why one of the best things I saw in Stranger Things, the new season, that totally bewildered my kids. Is my kids grew up in a time where everybody's kind of like, they're all fused into stuff with each other, so all nerds are the same kind of. And we were watching this episode of Stranger Things, and one of their friends, I forgot the kid's name, but he was playing basketball, right? And so he couldn't be in their Dungeons and Dragons group. They're gonna have like this big thing, and they wanted to impress the Dungeon Master guy, but they couldn't play it because their friend wasn't going to show up because he was playing basketball, trying to impress a girl or something. And so these guys had to go find another person to play. So they would go. They were going like to the chess club, the reading club, the ping pong, all these different clubs banned. And then nobody wanted to play. And then my daughter was like, "Dad, that's weird," because everybody likes to play Dungeons and Dragons. I'm like, "Oh no, no, no!" I had to explain it to her how we were all in our little groups, even when you were nerds, right? The only thing
Yep.
that kept the peace back then was that you got picked on by bullies, right? So
Yep.
especially the jocks. The jocks would mess with you, or the popular kids would mess with you all the time. So that keep it cohesive, right? It's like politics now, right? You have the U.S. is such a big country that so many other countries will hate us, but it keeps the peace amongst them because they're focused on hating the U.S. For various reasons, right? So that's how it was back in the day. I was explaining that to my kids. It's like the only thing that kept that bond, kept everybody the borders at ease with each other, was the fact that because they were surprised because some of the reasons the kid gave, like when they asked the kids, like because my daughter would be like, oh yeah, if I go to my friend's band class and I ask the kids there, they'll come and play. I'm like, yeah, but that's different now. That was different back then. Yeah, so Sinzo, man. I mean, to your point, yeah, it's not. These guys are not gamers, man. All these guys go to college to become journalists. They probably dabbled in games or played games. Some of them might like games. Like I think Alana, right? T, would you give Alana like she's a gamer and a journalist?
Yeah, I would also say she's a perfect neutral.
Yeah, and she's on the dev side as well too. So
Yeah.
she's a person that actually, you know, progressed, unlike some of these people will be able to do, because that's not their main focus. Like I don't agree with everything Alana says, but I understand her perspective. And like you said, she is pretty neutral. Plus, I respect anybody that spent 7 hours flying from what she did in Starfield. She flew from Earth to Pluto.
Yeah.
She did something crazy like that. I was like, yeah, I saw her do that. I was like, all right, respect. I won't watch the whole video, of course, but respect to you. Yeah, Sega's custom cabinets were so cool. Yeah, dude, that's when they were. That's when those creative juices were flowing. Again, just a reminder to you guys: a lot of those people that created the stuff that you saw in that commercial are no longer with Sega. Time has passed by. Those guys were older than me, and now I am old. So some of those teams you guys have, or do you guys remember the style and the way that things were made? Like Shinzo was talking about the cabinets that came from those teams, that came from those creative juices from those creators from back in the day. So I'm not saying that they can't recapture the magic, In fact, that's one thing I loved about the trailer. But if you guys are old heads like me or old school, you guys, just keep that in mind. Yuji Naka doesn't work on Sonic anymore. But regardless, I still got my Sonic Superstars, and which I did an unboxing on, and Sonic Origin Plus, because I know I didn't play some of these games. Because I don't think I had, some of them were on those portables that I didn't have. I'm not rich like Sega Man. Now, shout out to Sega Man, bro. Loved your podcast, dude. Awesome, both of them. I felt like when they wrote for Mags, they were actually gamers, whatnot. Yeah, that's 100%. Um, I can't remember the one guy that I used to follow. He was a big Sega guy too, and he would get all the information because he was a Sega fan. I think it was Antonio something, man. I can't remember his name. I remember he was on this really great documentary on G4. I miss the old G4. Back when they used to cover gaming in its entirety, the industry, as a whole. But yeah, these guys are like they all go to like the same universities. That's why they're. If you notice, the way they publish stuff, they kind of sound like mainstream media.
Mm-hmm.
It's one big echo chamber, unfortunately. That's why that's why YouTube does so well. Um, like I don't know if you to be honest, to you, man, I follow a lot of guerrilla journalism. Whether I agree with the guy reporting or not, like he might have his own commentary in there, but just the fact that that dude's on the ground, like getting shot at, he's actually in the mix. I'm like, okay, well, I'll listen to this dude because he's actually there. I see a rocket landing near him, so respect. Yeah, I don't always like her, but she is a gamer. Yeah, yeah. Like, so I don't agree with her take sometimes, but the one thing I do respect about her is that she puts her money where her mouth is. Like for me, dude. Like, I would not have a problem with Sony guys at all if they would just stay in their lane. Just stay in your lane, bro. That's it. Just like with me, I'll stay in my lane. You stay in your lane, because you're not going to change my mind. I've already decided what I'm going to do as far as gaming is concerned, who I'm going to support, what I'm going to play. You know, and they don't help the cause either, man, because they're so toxic, dude. I hate using that word. I really do, because I think it's so misused a lot of times. But I think in this case, it fits them perfectly. Yeah. So you got anything else, T?
No, I think you covered everything.
Yeah, dude. I can't wait till like 2024, bro. You got any thoughts on 2024? Especially after this, since you watched the award show, man, it must have been.
Skull and Bones, Assassin's Creed Red, Call of Duty Gulf War.
Call of Duty Gulf War. What's that?
That's the new Call of Duty.
That's the one that's going to be in Game Pass?
Yep.
Oh my god, dude, that's going to be like, dude, they're going to go. I mean, look, I try and say this as I don't want to get canceled myself. You remember what I was saying about the menus when you navigate the menus?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, I could see them like just going live with this thing, man. Like to the point where it'll just take Game Pass to that next level.
Yep, I'm sure it will.
Because we're kind of experiencing it now, how you can jump into different modes, right? How Call of Duty's dictating your gameplay. No, no, but I didn't want the steak. I wanted the chicken. No, take the steak and you'll like it. I kept on pressing on the button because I'm old. They gave you the notification about about those game modes that we played. But prior to that, a couple days ahead of time, they was popped on it. I would press on it. I was like, oh damn it, I forgot it's not available now. Dude, and I mean, that's how they're gonna roll. So I don't know. So have you seen anything on that? Were there trailers, dude? What am I missing for Gulf War?
Nothing. That's all that's been announced.
Just that it's gonna take place during that time.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's gonna be crazy, man. I wonder if they're gonna do Iron Rain. I don't know if you know about that, but there's this time where I know I'm older than you, but when the war kicked off there, man, they had this one. There's a story that the Iraqis would look. They had all their tanks as a show of force, right? They had all their tanks lined up to trying to show like this is to kind of strike fear into the enemy, which was the wrong thing to do, right? Because we have bombers, and they sent the bombers in. Man, these dudes are like what they call that bombers, like the stratosphere, whatever. but that thing's like way up there. So they didn't even know what was coming, man. And what happened was since all these tanks were lined up, bomber just flew over there and just dropped bombs on them. And it was so devastating that the people who survived, like there was people away from there that saw that, and then like that's why the rest of the tank battalions backtracked, right? Because they saw it happen in real time, and then they dubbed it Steel Rain. That's what the Iraqis called it. It was translated to Steel Rain, but they termed that, and it just totally. That's one of the reasons why they just started surrendering because they didn't realize what was gonna that's how we had it. So I'm wondering if they're gonna include like scenarios like that into the game, like in real time. Well, I don't know. I don't know if that would be politically correct now, right? Uh, yeah, but we can wrap it up, brother. But you don't have anything else?
No, I don't.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry I can't play. But what I'll do, man, is I'll go download before I leave. In fact, I'll go on my Xbox now and I go get finals. I'll go download it so that when we do play, I'll be ready. Maybe tonight, bro. But I don't know what time you're gonna stay up. Dude, you said you've been gaming all day, right?
Yeah, but I'm gonna be up till tomorrow, so I'll still be up.
Okay, well try and get some sleep though, a little bit at least.
Yeah, I wanna wait for my dialysis treatment on Monday to get sleep, and I have an oral surgeon on Monday, so
Okay.
they're gonna knock me out anyway.
Oh yeah, that's good now too, right? Because they can put the props and stuff in there,
Yeah,
so you don't have to forcefully hold your mouth open. I love that, dude. Because I pass
yeah.
out too, man. They think I'm nuts, dude. Because they be doing some major work on my teeth.
So I'll definitely be able to get some sleep on Monday morning, but that's the earliest I think I'll sleep.
Did you got your supply though? Don't be like,
I do got my supply. Yes, I do, and it's all Red Bull, so it works. I'm wide awake. I couldn't sleep even if I tried, so it is working. So that's a good thing.
dude,
And last time I did this, I was 23. So that's the last time I tried this, and that's the last time I ever saw daylight. So that was the day that I drank 14 Red Bulls and I stayed up 7 days straight.
dude, that's the good old days, bro.
Yeah, but then I slept for 14 days.
Damn, bro.
So I was in bed the entire time. So I have a humongous kind of cloud over my head telling me that if I don't get some sleep soon, I will pass out and I will actually just hit the floor. So that is actually what I am waiting for. But it only happens after I run out of supply. So, and I'm not gonna run out of supply. Hey, Unlimited, I'm special, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah. He's like a robot, man. He just processes.
I didn't drink them straight, Unlimited. I drank them day by day. So I drank them 6 in the morning, 6 at night, and then I did that the entire 7 days. So I spaced them out. But this time what I'm doing is I'm actually drinking them one by one. So that's actually a little bit better, and it's keeping me awake still. So that's a good sign. Yeah, but I want to get some grinding done this weekend. So I want to grind on the finals, and I wanted to grind on COD. So I wanted to do both, but I don't know which one is going to take most of my time because I have to keep stopping and having smoke breaks. So it's kind of a juggle.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, it's like a job.
Yeah. But I also watched Halo again, and I actually have that on in the background while I listen to music. So I love watching that show.
The TV show?
Yeah.
Because the new season is February, right?
Yeah, it's in February. So I wanted to watch the season a couple more times to get a memorization of it so I understand it.
Yeah. This is why, man. We're not hurting for stuff, man. There's always something. I just bought Did I tell you about Family Matters, the entire series?
No, you did not.
Yeah, it was on Black Friday sale. It was like $49.99 for 9 seasons.
Nice.
Yeah, so I bought them. I was like, yeah, dude. If if Marvel can't give me what I want, I'll just go old school.
Yeah, and I already got all of Battlestar Galactica, so I was like, I didn't have anything else to buy, so I was like, well, I'll just watch Halo.
Oh, that's right. That's what you told me, man. Yeah, I love Battlestar. Both of them.
Yeah. I still didn't actually finish the entire Battlestar Galactica season that I got yet, though. It's still on pause. So I have it halfway through the 4th season. And then I just have to finish it.
Oh yeah,
But
right.
I have to find time in my busy schedule to do that. So
There's a lot of stuff that happens in that season.
yeah.
I should get that so I can see my girl Boomer. That's my girl, man. Grace Park. I haven't seen her in a while. Not anything else. But yeah, dude. So I'm trying to watch. I wanted to watch the old series with my daughter. So she'll chill with me and watch the old stuff. Like
Yeah.
that's why I told that story one time where we were trying to watch Planet of the Apes and I forgot there was nudity and swearing in it. Because I was young when it came out, dude. I watched it in syndication. I forgot all about syndication, bro. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. They edited these movies. That's where my daughter was like, Dad, what are we watching? I was like, because they show Charlton Heston, but and this my kids are younger, so I kind of watch what they watch. Because growing up, dude, it was unfiltered for me, and I understand the power of media. So I want my kids to be kids, but now they're older too, so it's a lot easier. Hey T, did you hear about Godzilla -1 or +1? Got the new Godzilla?
Yeah, I did. I'm looking forward to it.
I wanted to go watch it, man, but my kids like I think it's a little bit too old school for them. So I was thinking about like getting my mom. My mom will go watch it with me. 'Cause my mom, like, we watched those together, man. Those old samurai flicks and
Yeah.
Kung Fu Theater and all that stuff.
I
That was,
tried watching the Napoleon movie, but it was too boring, so I left halfway through it.
yeah, that one's gonna be. People are telling me you gotta watch it in IMAX. I was like, bro, I ain't gonna make it. I'm old now, guys, and I'm not. I already pop energy drinks to function. So I can't do an energy drink in the middle of the day, dude. I take one in the morning, like this morning. I have to go to the gym, dude. I have my cafe mocha. Um, it has no sugar in it, right? But it has like 246 grams of caffeine, and that'll get me through my workout and part of the morning. Then later on in the afternoon, if I eat a kick, but since it's a weekend, I'll just go to sleep for a little bit, right, and then get up, and then that'll do me well. But during the week, man, sometimes I gotta pop a second drink. And for me, man, I'm not the skinniest person in the world, so I gotta pop stuff that has some potencies. Like I used to drink Red Bull, and they just don't work on me anymore. So
Oh, lucky you.
yeah, dude. I mean,
They still work on me. I mean, I had to buy the 20 ounces, but they still work on me.
I go straight to like I do like bucked up and all this stuff now. So Heba, yeah, sorry, brother. It's just a quick one. That's why I want to get T in here because we talk we communicate on the games you're gonna play. I still haven't bought just to let you know, brother. I haven't bought Sherwood yet. I'm definitely gonna get it when I get it, dude. And we'll hook up. But if you play, I don't know if you play COD though, bro. But let me know because we be playing. We're gonna be playing like that's the goal I want to do now, dude. I want to start playing games. I'm gonna check out finals today and then play with T. T, I might be able to play today. If you
Okay.
see me on, man, just hit me up.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Same thing. When you get on, just hit me up by message, and I'll join your party.
Dude, is it just me? Like, you've been on Xbox, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get notifications for you. Like, I see Heba when he popped on Sega Man, my daughter. So maybe I gotta.
There was content usage issues today, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Okay, okay.
I
Just
saw that
making.
in my network situation when I reset my Xbox.
I see. Yeah, sorry, Heba, bro. Kudos to you, bro. I saw you got me excited about that Sega review. I knew it was gonna happen, but after I saw you talking on Unlimited's podcast, dude, as soon as I was done, dude, I jumped on that. Then I watched it. I watched it like I don't know how many times I watched it, dude. I watched it like had to be like 40 times, and twice with my kids, and 2 times with my daughter. Yeah, that I love that, dude. That's classic Sega right there. Just the way the whole commercial was set up, how they did the eye, and then they did the Sega, like all of that stuff, dude. Then they showed the games. Do you have Alien Fireteam? I think I do. I think I bought it, but it's still in Game Pass, right? Yeah, I want to play that too. T, do you play Alien Fireteam?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay, it's in Game Pass, right? He bought. Dude, we got so many games in Game Pass. I remember seeing it in Game Pass, but we have so many games in Game Pass. I can't keep track anymore. It sucks. Because then I just saw Far East Forward or something like that, which I played and I liked it, and it's leaving. It's leaving at the end of the month. So I just went ahead and did I buy it? I think I bought it. But I just love that game. I love that. I love indie games now, dude. Indie games are just they're killing it, dude. For me, anyway. Not sure. Oh, okay. I can look. I can look. Yeah, I can look, dude. No worries. I can look you one. I just said I have my kids this week, dude, and my kids are busy, dude. Especially my son. He's trying to finish out his resume for college. Patting up his resume, so he'd be doing. I think he's like in band, classical guitar, ROTC, volunteers. I was like, dude, you should just go ahead and be a doctor at this point. Smart kid though. So, but you got to put in that work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me get to the channel real fast, dude. I hope this thing's. Oh yeah, it's there. I see it. Okay, let me close this. Okay, yeah, we're good then. So I just thank the chat, Heba again, bro. We'll hook up, dude. Especially I want to do, and two, all of us, dude. I mean, but it's probably gonna be like I want to do a Sega centric podcast, and because we have a lot to talk about when it comes to Sega, man. I mean, like Unlimited touched on it a little bit in the podcast. For me personally, that's the first thing I thought when I saw it. And it's been on my mind, of course, bro. Um, all the stuff going on with Sega, dude. This is just not her. This is not happenstance, right? And the same thing's going on with Square Enix. They both got new people, or well, I don't know if Sega got a new person. I think they might have, but they definitely did a pivot. And then Square Enix got a new president, and that dude definitely pivoted. When Phil was up on their stage in Vegas for that event they had, dude, that says it all. And I love seeing the Xbox logo on there, dude. You can put it on. It's like you don't have to own every single company. That's when we talk about this stuff, this is just fandom, fanboys and fandom, like how the old school ways, how it used to be, where it wasn't all this toxic crap. Um, but I have no qualms with them. I would like them to own Sega outright, just to have the control and give Sega even more freedom, because Sega has always been cutting edge, and having Microsoft back them with the bank with the money will give Sega that creative freedom and hopefully unlock the Sega that we were supposed to get when the Dreamcast hit the scene. Dreamcast was an evolution of what Sega was going to become, and had they continued on, I thought, my personal opinion, Sega was going to go leaps and bounds beyond what they ever had been. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. And yeah, I still blame Sony and PlayStation. I have people coming out, people attack me too about that. I'm like, I don't care what you say, dude. I don't have, because a lot of you guys weren't there. A lot of you guys have to Google this crap or listen to secondhand from other people that weren't there either. Me and Hiba will tell you straight up because we were there. And we were in that ecosystem at the time. And I saw it happen. I saw it happen firsthand. I saw these ponies say, a lot of these guys say, like normies, all these dudes say that this is a great thing, right? Because Sega will be able to recoup and they'll be able to create these games and it'll be better for them. And then when Sega did that, none of these dudes bought their games. And I never forgot that. And this is why I want Sony to die. Because Sony's still doing their same smoke and mirrors BS stuff that they're doing. But they picked the wrong dog this time. They picked the wrong one. And they're gonna find out. They've been finding out. As the saying goes, right? They fooled around. I won't swear. But now they're finding out. I'll be doing a Sega video soon. All right, brother. I saw you did the other one. I think there's a Kotaku one, right? I saw that drop before I popped on here. So I'll listen to that when I'm taking Alex to when I'm on my way. I still gotta finish Sega Man's. I'm almost done with Sega Man's one that he did yesterday. At 6 a.m, which works out for me, man. I have no problem with that. Hey, Toolman, my brother. Toolman's Heba says what's up, and great video earlier. Heba, yeah, I saw that, brother. Yeah, Toolman, I'm definitely gonna check that out. Heba, my brother, man, great commentary on that Sega, on everything Sega. So let's do that, dude. Let's get together. I'll definitely watch your Sega, but if me, you, and Sega Man can hook up, and anybody else wants to jump on, I'm not excluding. T, if you want to jump in.
Okay.
That's fine. I mean, but it'll be like a Sega centric. Because like I said, we need to. There is stuff going on in the background, and I don't want to. Look, dude, I'm not gonna have any. Like if ponies show up, fine, I don't care. But we're not gonna rule like that. So again, Hebot, man, thank you, brother, for showing up. Tollman, Unlimited, as always, brother, bringing the fire. Shinzo, thank you for stopping in as well. Yeah, T, you're here. See, you're commenting. I don't want to forget anybody, guys. I'm going real slow. I think that's about it. Did I catch everything? Toolman, thank you, brother. Yeah, I think we caught everyone. Yeah, I know. Again, guys, I'm doing it on an off time. I'm, I'm not I'm not organized in that sense. I just don't have the time to be that organized. Yeah, brother. I'll try and hit you up later, man. Maybe we have to do a. Maybe when I T, we'll try and play finals today.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, T, shut yourself out, man.
You can find me on Instagram at OtoTReaper8989. You can find me on Twitter at TReaper8989, and you can find me on Xbox Live at OtoTReaper.
Yeah, and I'll pop that up so people can see. And again, man, I'm Sega Forever. Xbox All In channel on YouTube. Sega Forever on Xbox. If you guys want to play games, what I'm doing too is there's a lot of multiplayer indie stuff that I want to try as well. So if you guys like to play certain things, I know he bought last week. He talked about hooking up with people to play. What's the name of that game again? Sherwood. And again, I want to play that game because it reminds me of Fable Legends from back in the day. Hey, Hebot, maybe we could get E-Rock in. Because I know he liked Fable Legends as much as I did. So yeah, we'll do that. But yeah, so hit me up, guys. You see me? Just friend me, dude. I'm cool. Message me if you want to. I'm getting better at that, dude. I fixed my app, and then I actually check my stuff. I just gotta look at my notifications again, man. I don't know if something's going on with my notifications because I'm not seeing everybody, and I want to see everybody. All right. So yeah, Xbox On the channel, host Sega Forever. We out.